All right, so day 4 of our informational writing. If you look at our It's Learning page today, I'll have the slides for today that I'm about to go over. They'll be available for you to review, and then we'll have your planning page that you should have been working on that you probably likely have already saved to your Google Drive. But if we look at these slides, today we're going to be talking about your conclusions. And so on Tuesday, you should have written your first 2 body paragraphs. On Wednesday, which was yesterday, you should have written your 3rd body paragraph in your introduction. And then today, you are writing your concluding paragraph, your conclusion, and editing, revising, getting ready to do a final draft for tomorrow. So related to conclusions, when you do all about books, informational books about a topic, they contain concluding sections. They leave the reader satisfied. They don't have questions. They feel like they've learned about this topic, and it leaves the reader feeling like they're more knowledgeable and that they've learned some stuff. And so you look here, you also want to make it interesting as you wrap things up. It still should be good writing. So it says, the young eagles are now almost a year old. They have new brown feathers. Each year they will grow a new set of feathers. In 4 years, the young eagles' heads and tails will be white. The birds will look just like their parents. They'll be ready to find mates, build nests, and raise their own chicks. Then more bald eagles will soar high in the sky. And so as they wrap things up, they're leaving the reader feeling like they've walked along this journey with the bald eagles, and now as they've learned some facts and details, they're saying the bald eagles now have grown, they've become adults, and they're starting their life. And so it's kind of the perfect circle. It puts a little bow at the end of the story and says, okay, you've learned about these bald eagles. Now they're going to go and continue to have their lives. It's just a way to wrap up. And so when we look at this, a thoughtful conclusion, you bring back the idea of your main idea, your thesis statement at the beginning that you did in your introduction, but it doesn't include new information. You are done giving facts and details. You did that in the 3 body paragraphs. It also keeps the reader thinking with something to remember. Okay, they're reflecting back over what they just learned. So it says, when you think back to a great day you had, you remember the big moments. You don't think about another time or things that did not happen that day. In other words, we're like, wow, let me reflect and think about today, all the awesome things we did. We did this, this, this. It really was a great day. Oh, and 2 weeks ago, there was another great day where we did this, and that was cool also. No, that doesn't even go with the topic. And so a thoughtful conclusion should be the same way here. You have the main idea, you keep the reader thinking, but you don't include new information. It wraps things up, kind of like a summary, but you're not restating everything. And so when you look here, here's an example of writing about Superman. This student wrote about Superman and the different things that make Superman awesome. There's 3 choices here. So let's read through here and think about which conclusion is potentially the best one. Throughout his life, Superman was an amazing superhero. Okay, so that was their thesis statement. That was their claim. That is what they talked about when they were writing. And so here they give, as a summary, the 3 main body paragraphs. They said, well, he flew through the air with his amazing cape waving behind him. He was strong enough to bend thick steel bars, and he helped many innocent people. And so those are the 3 things that they talked about in the writing. We haven't read it, but they just restated the 3 main ideas. It says he did not help with bad guys. He put them in jail. Kryptonite was the only thing that could take down Superman. Indeed, Superman was a great hero. Okay, that last sentence was awesome. But if you think about what makes this an amazing conclusion, there's a little bit of a problem as it says he did not help bad guys, put them in jail, talked about kryptonite. That doesn't quite go with the 3 main body paragraphs, and it's almost like you're introducing some new ideas and some new things that didn't quite fit in there. It did tell about Superman and give some information, but it didn't flow with the summary of what were the 3 main things that this writer talked about: flying, being very super strong and helping innocent people. So overall, not bad as a concluding paragraph, but there's some things maybe that don't fit perfectly with what we're talking about. The second choice, Superman was a great man. He flew, he was strong, he helped people, he is cool. Okay, those are the three things they talked about: flying, being strong, and helping people. Those are the three body paragraphs. So they did the right thing here. And they did say what the thesis statement, what the idea was, that Superman was great, wrapped up, he's cool. But there needs to be a little bit more there if you think about it. Super short. The length doesn't matter as long as you do what you need to do, but it doesn't really leave you with anything to think about. Let's look at the third final attempt to write a conclusion. It says, throughout his life, Superman was an amazing superhero. So once again, you have that thesis statement, that idea. That's what this story was about, this text. He could fly up through the clouds. He was strong enough to bend thick steel bars, and he used these powers to help people. Once again, just stating the three main body paragraphs. Similar to the first paragraph here that we looked at, the first attempt for a concluding paragraph. So almost the same so far. And then it says, Superman was not just cool because of his physical traits. What made him stand out was also his compassion for people in need. So once again, they said all these physical things, but going along with helping people, they wrapped up and gave the reader something to think about. How, yes, he was super strong, super awesome, he could fly, but the fact that he helped people with his powers made him stand out. He was compassionate toward people. That really wasn't a new idea. Once again, we didn't read what they wrote in the full thing, but it leaves the reader thinking, okay, well, yeah, Superman was amazing, and he had compassion for people. That goes with what they talked about here, but it leaves the reader feeling, okay, yeah, Superman was awesome, and you kind of remind them why with that last sentence. And so as you think about your conclusion here, you're going to work on the rest of your piece by writing your conclusion. It says choose a different topic and begin pre-writing. That once again doesn't fit here. So I just want to point out we're still working on, I'm sorry that says that, but we're still working on the same piece. You're just wrapping up your conclusion. When you talk about, one thing I want to say, your ideas, you should have them in paragraphs. And so each of the slides we did with our planning is its own paragraph. And so when you think about this, you have your thesis statement and you write about this, you have your conclusion, and this paragraph here is wrapping things up. Overall, like each of these sections is a paragraph, and we're still working on that. And so that's why we did the slides the way that it is. And so we won't worry about that right now. What I want to show you is my example of the slides I did. You'll have these slides where you brainstormed, remember your plan, just like this, and then you did your introduction yesterday. You've done your three body paragraphs, first body paragraph, second body paragraph, third body paragraph, and then the conclusion for me, my example, for the baseball one, I wrapped things up. I said, for over 150 years, fans have been enjoying the sport of baseball. The variety of pitches that can be thrown, the complex role of the catcher that the catcher plays during the game, and the combination of possible outcomes every time a batter steps up to the plate make the game of baseball so intriguing. Next time you get a chance to watch a game, check out these details and see how amazing the sport of baseball truly can be. And so the reason why I did this is I said the thesis statement was that baseball is enjoyable, it's excellent, it's intriguing, it's a great sport. And then I mentioned the three body paragraphs. I talked about pitchers, I talked about catchers, and I talked about the batting. And then what I did here is you can see I left them with the idea of next time you get a chance to watch a game, check out these details. And so I left them thinking about, oh yeah, now I've learned a few things about baseball here, or maybe I was reminded about a few things of baseball. Let me see if I can notice these things next time I watch a game. And so that's as simple as it needs to be with your conclusion. So today, By the end of the day, you should have this filled in. You should have an introduction on your slide. You should have your 3 body paragraphs and then your conclusion. And then what I want you to do is read over each one, see if there's anything you need to add, adjust, be more descriptive, look for periods, end marks, capitalization, spelling, because tomorrow you're going to take this and put it into a document as your final draft. All right? So work hard today. I can't wait to see all the awesome work you guys are going to do.